Hello and welcome to Prosperous Product Sourcing. You're watching a three-part video series. In today's, we will cover how to get started choosing a product for your website. In the second video, you will cover venues for selling things online, for example, eBay, Craigslist, using a website to sell online and supplying it with either drop shippers or affiliate marketing. And we'll discuss some other things along the lines of lead generation and um, anything that you might be able to sell things online. In the third video, we'll discuss how we use the kitchen analogy to narrow down your ideas. Idea generation and brainstorming. We need you to put together at least 5 to 7 different ideas to get started with. Now, we would like these ideas to be different ideas. We want to cover as many different concepts as possible, so if you have ideas that are similar, just lump them together. For example, forks, knives, and spoons, let's not call that 3 separate ideas. Let's call that cutlery or silverware and make that one idea. But don't worry about it too much. Be as specific or as general as you want. If your idea is very, very specific, we can always expand outwards from it. And if your idea is very general, we can always break it down into smaller components. So don't worry about it too much. What we're trying to do here is teach you the different approaches to selling things online. So the more separate ideas we have, the more concepts we can cover. If you're familiar with the idea, you have some sort of special experience, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. It's not necessary. If you have a hobby, let's say, for example, your hobby is remote control vehicles, well, then make that one of your ideas. That's a good thing to talk about because you're already excited about it. If you know special information about it, that can be very helpful. But you can always learn. So don't worry too much. It doesn't have to be something you're super familiar with. So again, and if you have more than 5 to 7 ideas, that's great. Just write them down, and we'll kind of help you to learn how to narrow them down as we go through the process. The next thing we need to talk about is getting your business set up. Now, to do business in the United States legally, you need to have a business license. All right. There's a lot of different reasons for having a business license besides the simple fact that it's the correct and legal way to do it. It allows you to write off a lot of things, your home office, the cost of your internet, the cost of your business education and the coaching and any kind of college classes you might take associated with that particular business. And so there's some savings involved in getting your business set up correctly also. It's also important that you make sure that you collect sales tax correctly. Now, for the most part on the internet, you don't need to charge sales tax. But if you're selling to somebody who happens to live in the same state as you do, or at least the same state your business is registered in, then you're going to have to charge them sales tax, and you're going to have to pay that to the state when you do your taxes at the end of the year. So make sure that you get that done correctly also. It doesn't happen a ton, but it's important to have it so that you don't get in trouble. Also, many suppliers won't work with you if you don't have a business license. There are some that will. There's exceptions to every rule, of course, but for the most part, most suppliers want a business license because they need it so that they don't have to charge you sales tax. Business-to-business sales don't have to worry about sales tax, and so that's why they need that business license on file for them so that they can have that information and make sure they're doing their taxes correctly. Now, there's a number of different types of businesses. The sole proprietorship is the most simple. The LLC is probably the most common. S Corp, C Corp, LLC, all kinds of different types of business licenses. So what you need to do is you need to talk to an accountant or a lawyer or some type of a tax professional to find out what one is the most appropriate for your particular situation. Now, I typically recommend a limited liability corporation or an LLC, but every person's situation is different, and so you need to make sure that what you do is most appropriate for you and your business. Now, why do we do product sourcing this particular way? Well, mostly because we're trying to teach you something. I'm sure you've heard the old adage, if you give a man a fish, he eats for today. But if you teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. And if you learn how to make it fun, like fishing, for example, it's no longer work and everybody's happy. So we're trying to really teach you how to be able to do this on your own after we've gone through this process, so that you have confidence and you can go into this process doing things correctly, and understanding it as well as possible. Now, to review, what we need you to do is get started on your business setup. And if you have any questions about that, your coach should be able to help you with that. We need you to put together a list of at least 5 to 7 different product ideas. We want you to be prepared to take notes and do some looking up of websites as we go through these particular videos and sessions. But I don't want you to worry too much about your ideas. All right, remember, even an idea that's not going to work for whatever reason is a good opportunity for us to teach you why it might not work for your particular situation, or at least learn how the particular processes work. So no such thing as a bad idea. Relax, have fun creating your list, talk to your friends, talk to your family, your spouses, see what they have any suggestions for ideas. Walk through the mall, or as you go through your life each day, just keep in mind what might be something that I could sell online and I'd be interested in doing. So and then relax and get ready to start selling online. Thank you for joining us for this session, and have a nice day.